One of the main reasons we looked at Teatseal was because our cows are fully fed through the dry period. We found they were bagging up too much. They're getting sort of 13 kgs through the winter. We found as they approached calving the last week or so, they actually start dripping milk. This was causing mastitis and big problems with perhaps 10–15% of cows we were getting in that had calved, had multiple mastitis in their quarters, and it was causing a lot of work in the shed, and subsequently our cell count was always a little bit high to start with in early lactation. The Teatseals definitely stopped that, and we're having a hassle-free early lactation. Our dry cow policy has been just to blanket dry cow the whole herd. This has been good in protecting the cows through that initial 3-week period after they've been dried off, but it hasn't protected the cows at all, I haven't felt, during the calving period. So the addition of Teatseal to the dry cow has been very beneficial, just plugging those quarters up. The cell count has been up to 50,000. And at calving time, that's down to about 120, 130,000 this season. In the past, we've used over 100 bottles, sounds a lot, but 100 bottles of Thailand through the season on mastitis. This season to date, we're almost at Christmas, and we've used about half a dozen, 4 to 6 bottles of Thailand, which has been a huge saving to us. Not having to jab cows and the expense associated with dumping milk and so forth. In regard to our rising 2-year-old heifers, this season for the first time we used Teatseal on 220 heifers, Frisian heifers. We try to grow them out to over 500 kgs at calving. We wanted them to do the herd average the first season, so a consequence of that, I think, is that, again, they're well grown, fed properly through the dry period, they bag up, and we've been having in the past big problems with heifers coming in with bad mastitis, and the associated problems with treating 2-year-old heifers in a shed, putting tubes up their teats and having to jab them when they're new to the system has been a big problem for us. Probably losing 4 or 5, 6 quarters out of those heifers through mastitis. So this year we Teatsealed the entire 220, which was hassle-free. We just ran them on 10 at a time onto the rotary, and they were very quiet, just stood there, and Teatsealed them, and no teat damage, no teat end damage, and I think we had 1 quarter out of 220 heifers that came in this year, had a very mild case of mastitis, which we may have missed, I don't know, but they were all healthy and no mastitis. By Teatsealing the cows, we've found that our bulk somatic cell count at the start has been lower than usual, thus those cows don't need drying off in March, April, which has been a big benefit to it. We've got options of extra cows, or we don't have to cull too many cows and buy them back in at another big financial cost. Cows at $2,000 a head is a big financial outlay, especially if the somatic cell count has crept up and they have to be killed because of it. So Teatseal's fixed our problem in that respect, and it's allowing us to milk our cows for over 300 days because they start with a good healthy udder and cell counts in control, which is one of the main problems I think of farming, is our cell counts get too high, milk gets downgraded, and as we get through to the autumn period, it's a real effort to keep it below 400,000, our grading point, which is where Fonterra will start grading you for your milk. So keeping that cell count low for early part of the season has been beneficial.